Welcome to Eye on the Tigers News. I'm Abby Garrett.
And Alexis Richer. Thanks for joining us for the news we've been following for you.
Belgian prosecutors announced early Monday that police have detained 16 people in 22 raids, but that Paris fugitive Salah Abdel Salam was not among them. Despite the raids, authorities maintained their highest terror alert in the capital for a third straight day. A federal prosecutor said 19 raids were carried out in Molenbeek and other boroughs of Brussels, and 3 raids were carried out in other cities. Schools were to remain closed today, while the city's subways would remain shut down. The raids capped a tense day with hundreds of troops patrolling and authorities hunting for one or more suspected militants. The Belgian government chose Sunday to keep the capital on the highest state of alert into the start of the work week to prevent a Paris-style attack.
Trying to reassure a nation on edge, President Barack Obama said Sunday the Islamic State group, quote, cannot strike a mortal blow against the U.S., and he warned that overreacting to the Paris attacks would play the extremist hand.
So I want to be as clear as I can on this. Prejudice and discrimination helps ISIL and undermines our national security. And so even as we destroy ISIL on the battlefield, and we will destroy them, we will take back land that they are currently in. We will cut off their financing. We will hunt down their leadership. We will dismantle their networks and their supply lines, and we will ultimately destroy them. Even as we are in the process of doing that, we want to make sure that we don't lose our own values and our own principles.
The New York Times is reporting that Governor Andrew Cuomo plans to order state regulators to mandate that by 2030, half of all power consumed by New Yorkers be generated from renewable sources that emit much less carbon dioxide. Cuomo has already declared a goal of having 50% of the state's power come from solar, wind, hydroelectric, or other renewable sources in 15 years. The mandate would be another step toward the governor's goal of a 40% reduction in carbon emissions from plants supplying the state's electricity. By pushing utilities to obtain more of the power they distribute from less polluting sources, state officials hope to delay the planned shutdown of 2 nuclear power plants on the shore of Lake Ontario. Aides to the government have been trying for several weeks to dissuade energy from closing one of them, the James A. Fitzpatrick nuclear power plant.
Conservation officials were asking hunters to help protect New York's deer herd from chronic wasting disease. It has been a decade since the last confirmed case in the state of CWD, a highly contagious and fatal disease that attacks the brain of the infected animal. It hasn't been shown to infect humans. State conservation officials are asking hunters to report any deer acting abnormally and to hunt only wild deer. People returning to New York after a hunt are asked to debone or quarter their deer before bringing it back and following the law about importing carcasses. New York's regular firearms season for deer and bear hunters opened to sunrise Saturday in the state's southern zone.
One Direction may have debuted at number 2 on the Billboard charts behind Justin Bieber, but they won the top award at Sunday's American Music Awards. The band won the top award at last year's show as a quintet with Zayn Malik. They also won Favorite Duo or Group Pop Rock on Sunday night. Bieber, who won the Best Collaboration with Diplo and Skrillex, closed the night with a medley of his hits. Bieber's performance wasn't the only well-received one. Celine Dion paid tribute to the victims of the recent Paris. Dion earned rousing applause after her performance, which started with the Eiffel Tower projected behind her.
And finally, for our odd news of the day, some Florida condo owners are steaming after their homeowners association asked them to submit their dog's DNA in order to find owners who don't pick up their pets. Harbor Landing residents said they received a letter last week, and some feel it's an invasion of privacy. The letter asked residents to register their dogs and cats with the association through a DNA test, citing a significant increase in the amount of animal waste found throughout the property recently, including inside the elevators.
With a peek into this week's holiday forecast, here's Brianna.
We saw the first inkling of winter weather yesterday as a cold front swept through the area, bringing it more seasonal temperatures and more disorganized lake effect snow showers. Most of the atmosphere was too far dry for any of those bands to proceed much in the way of significant snowfalls. Although areas just to our south, places like Lysander, woke up to 3 inches of fluffy snow, we won't see temperatures rise to much of this afternoon with our highs unable to get out of the 30s. We could see a quick burst of snow tomorrow morning as temperatures reach the lows 40s. Wednesday will be the start of a new system entering the area as temperatures begin to moderate, and we'll start to see more southerly flow bringing it with warmer air. That air will reach us by Thanksgiving Day, where we will be up in the upper 50s. Looking longer, temperatures will remain mild for this time of the year for Friday, as long as before a new system comes in next Saturday. With your weather, I'm Brianna.
Actually, the upcoming winter weather is the subject of our What We're Saying segment. We asked several people what they're most looking forward to doing the snow that's surely on its way this winter.
I hate snow, but when I go outside, I make snowmen and snow angels, I guess.
There's always going out skiing, there's snowboarding, snowmobiling. Snowmobiling's a fun thing to do around here, especially in Mexico. What else is there to do? Well, I mean, there's always sitting inside and doing homework, you know how that goes.
I like to ski, and I like playing like sledding with my kids, like babysitting and everything.
I like to go out and go snowmobiling and build snowmen is my favorite thing to do.
With a quick look at what's going on in sports, here's Justice Dan.
The Syracuse Orange football program will be looking for a new coach. Syracuse.com has reported this morning that the university is set to fire head coach Scott Schaefer, even though the team has still one more game left in its season. The Orange is in the midst of an 8th-game losing streak. Schaefer finishes his career at SU with a 13-23 overall record. The Buffalo Bills play their most important game of the season tonight, hoping to keep their playoff hopes alive and well. The problem they have is their opponent, the New England Patriots, seem to have the Bills' number. The Bills dropped the first meeting of the year 40-32 in Buffalo and will now try to beat the Pats in Foxborough, a place that has been not friendly to the Bills, nor any other team for that matter. Kickoff is shortly after 8 on ESPN. The Colts, Ravens, Packers, Cowboys, Broncos, Lions, Texans, Buccaneers, Chiefs, Seahawks, and Cardinals were all winners on Sunday. Here are your Week 11 highlight videos.
Somebody is going to take a big step forward here this afternoon.
They need to believe that they can win.
There are moments when you look back and say that was a defining game in that season. This is that type of game.
Let's go, baby. Win on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Make the pass, hand off to Martin. Doug Martin with another burst. Here is Doug Martin. Another huge run by Doug Martin. 84 right here. They start from their own 1-yard line. Play fake. Ryan. Intercepted. Picked off at the 5. Touchdown to Quell Jackson.
1st and 10. A short throw. He will. And he's got the open running back Blue. 21-yard touchdown pass.
4-man pressure. Romo in trouble. Spins away. Stays on his feet. Throws. And Devin Streets going low to make the grab. What a play.
Vintage Tony Romo. Empty backfield. Stafford. Quarterback draw. In for a touchdown.
Wilson has it. Completes. Inside the 5 is Doug Baldwin around the 2.
Doug Baldwin's feisty dude, plays with that chip on his shoulder. He took one right in the chest here, Chris. Eric Reed got up under him, put him on the ground.
Rodgers, good protection now out to his right. To the end zone, caught for the touchdown, James Jones. What a throw, what a catch. Huge touchdown for the Green Bay Packers.
That pass is deflected and intercepted. Justin Houston, and he's in for the pick 6.
Pressure picked up by McFadden. Romo coming near side for Williams. He's got it. Touchdown.
I promise you he's happy to have Tony Romo back.
Ton of
of time. Now he's going to go deep downfield. Has a man caught, Nelson. And he's in for the touchdown. Pressure coming. It's picked up. Pass caught. Inside the 5. Tyler Lockett. Touchdown, Seahawks.
And it's done. Tari Pollard. Look at the big guy lining up in there at fullback, going airborne, throwing himself around. If you're a defensive lineman, Andy Reid's going to use you on the goal line to score a touchdown. That energizes your football team.
And here we are, barely a minute into the third quarter, and Cam Newton has thrown 5 touchdown passes. Panthers having a little fun, and why not when you're about to go to 10-0 on the year?
Pose men pose.
Coming. It was slapped away and picked off.
Huge play for Denver.
Brock Osweiler stepping in for the injured Peyton Manning gets the win.
1 minute remaining in a tie game. Hit him under pressure and lost the football. Ravens have it. The 4th St. Louis turnover. Cook places it down. And Tucker's pick. It's good. The Baltimore Ravens come back from a 10-point deficit in the 4th quarter and defeat the St. Louis Rams.
When he crashed into a concrete wall at Daytona, Kyle Busch knew instantly his right leg and left foot were broken. His first thought was that his career was over. Busch completed a comeback for the ages on Sunday when he won at Homestead Miami Speedway to earn his first Sprint Cup championship. It came 9 months after his crash into a concrete wall the day before the Daytona 500, a wreck that forced NASCAR to make serious safety improvements across the circuit. Who's counting? The Golden State Warriors certainly are. The wins are piling up, and they're moving closer to NBA history. Warriors tied the best start in the league history, beating the Denver Nuggets 118-105 on Sunday night to move to 15-0. Golden State matches the start of the 1948-49 Washington Pistols and the 93-94 Houston Rockets. The Warriors can break the record Tuesday night at home against the Los Angeles Lakers. That's your look at sports. I'm Justice Dan.
The calendar this week shows that Mexico's chapter of the National Honor Society will induct its new members tonight at the Mexico Middle School Auditorium.
Students on Wednesday will have an early dismissal. High school and middle school students will be dismissed at 1:55, while elementary schools will dismiss an hour later.
Of course, next Thursday is Thanksgiving, so we won't have any classes Thursday and Friday.
That's all for calendar. That's it for us. For the staff of Eye on the Tigers News, I'm Abby Garrett.
And I'm Alexis Richer. Thanks for checking in with us. We'll be back at it again next Tuesday afternoon. For the staff of Eye on the Tigers News, have a great rest of your day.